These ones I gotta keep their attention without honking the horn. I don't want to drag that horde back up from the south. A little tougher given the smoke blocking the view. Alright, do I have room to thread through the groups without getting any more attention? Soldier's gonna be sitting there waiting for me. It's gonna be waiting for me. Well, who made all this mess? I didn't make all this mess. There's one of my bolts. Zombie child, huh? Ah! I lost my arrow. I think I lost my bolt. Or my arrow, finally. Those are precious. Oh, metal tank for gasoline. That's the soldier? I think that's the soldier. Where'd my arrow go? Arc welder. I'll never be able to craft a vehicle welder. We'll grab the gas mask charges. Welding rods, brazing rods. Well, we got all of the welding stuff we're going to need for quite a while. Welding blanket? Yeah. Got one arrow missing. I think disappeared when I killed the zombie child. Other than that, we came out golden if I make it to my vehicle without being bothered. Hey, brainless zombie. Yes, go that way. Run mode. What's an activity suit? It is a super advanced, super sciencey, interdimensional protective suit called a Zedra suit. When the Cataclysm scientists were doing interdimensional research and partially triggering all the bad stuff that's happening in the world, they were sending people into another dimension, and they sent them over wearing the Zedra suit, trying to protect them from the interdimensional forces and stuffs. What's a Panaceus? It's a super pill. Replaced the Royal Jelly, which used to be a super healing item. Royal Jelly is now just jelly, and the Panaceus is now a super sciencey wonder drug that will cure most normal maladies instantly. But it's pretty rare to come across. I think this is where the bow and arrow stuff is. One of these. I forget if it's this set or this set. I think I'll just stop here. I got one zombie coming. If he's the only one that's seen me, I'll dump inventory here, and we'll make a run into the outdoorsman store. Okay, welding tanks, so many welding tanks. Arc welder. Actually, I think I have a clean gas mask somewhere. Yeah, I have a clean gas mask. I should probably take it with me now. Well, there's a few things to realize about the bow. It's still got the same implementation it had when I railed and complained about it, when it changed right at the... Let's see. 0.E dropped. Like 2 days later, the change went in for bows. And I hated it. I still hate it. I think it's dumb. I think it's way too simplistic. And draws arbitrary lines on who shall and who shall not do real damage. So realize I'm at the top end of the spectrum for capability for bows, because I know how they work. I've got enough strength to draw one of the highest power bows available, and I'm using one of the highest powered arrows available. So this character, because of my strength, essentially, this character qualifies for critical hits, which is where all the damage is really coming from. I'm not going to go into my whole bow diatribe, but... just realize it looks impressive because these are super low-level zombies, and I've got high strength, one of the best bows possible, best arrows possible, so we're getting 150-point critical hits on them. Plus, they instituted the weak point system for enemies now, which will occasionally allow you to basically bypass their armor values, which increases the chances of those critical hits. So bows are slightly better because of the weak point system, but beyond that, they do the same thing they've done ever since 0.E rolled out. So I still really dislike the system. I'm just abusing it because I know what I need to do so, and demonstrating. I haven't done bows in a while, so... Whoops, I really shouldn't be doing that with my bow. What do we got? A composite bow light. And some arrows, or is those bolts? Wooden broadheads. Yay! That's what we're here for. And there's some more up front, just like I said. More wooden broadheads. 10 more. I have no space? Really? Oh, I had aluminum broadheads is what I was using, not wooden. So a bit of a downgrade. What is it? 1.5 versus 1. Oh, they're still damage 1.5. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I didn't bring my dead squirrel to put some stuff in. But what am I carrying that is taking up all my inventory? Weird. These shouldn't be that large. Guess we'll drag them with me for the moment. Another stack of 10. Bow stabilizer, bow damping, rail mounted crossbow. forget what mods I put on the bow. What do you got? You've got the bow dampening and the bow scope. Stabilizer. Suspect I'm not going to have much fun trying to drag these all the way out to my vehicle. Yeah, they're going to catch me while I try to do this. Stop dragging. Alright, so we're still looking for a quiver. So that clears that for the most part. We didn't get the whole place searched, but that was the only part of it that I care about to go searching through. I think there's some crates in the back, and I forget what else, but that's all I want to look for. Okay, we'll do a drive-by of the mill surplus, but it's probably looted. Well, it's not damaged. Another APC wreck. What's the front look like? It's all boarded up. Yeah, we're not going to bother. Alright, next up, I'm going to go to the radio tower out in the forest, see if it's wasp infested or not. Climb it to take a look a little further out. We saw hunting supply here. Outdoorsman. Let's pull off to the side for a second. I want to check. Even repairing the vehicle is going to be a no-go for the most part because we have no skill to do any repairs. So picking up a lot of this acetylene stuff is mostly for torching down doors and stuff. But if I wanted to repair the clock, Mechanics 1, Mechanics 1, Mechanics 3. Standard systems are probably going to need up to about Mechanics 3. Frames, yeah, it'd be good to get to Mechanics 3 to get to the frames. Which I think I can sort of maybe do. Oh, man. Yeah, all the basic stuff. Alright, what else did I want to look at? Alright, we're up to 3 mods for the bow. Bow stabilizer system, bow scope, and bow dampening kit. I'm not sure what else we can put on this. We don't have any accessories. We've got the dampening kit, we got sights, we got stabilizer. I'm not going to put an underbarrel anything on it. And I don't know what accessories could go on it, so yeah, I think we pretty much got it tricked out. Now we've got one of the best bows, if not the best bow in the game, barring mods, plus some of the near best arrows. Yep, gotta have the towel. You know that. Important. We'll take get rid of that. Get rid of the backup towel. There you go, fine. Fine, you want to be that way about it. Don't even really need a towel till a little bit later when some evolutions occurred. Maybe we should just sit here. Actually, if I remove the... I can't even remove the clock. Or the seatbelt. Mess with the battery, I guess. Mechanics 0, 50 seconds. Focus of 47, huh? And that got 1% progress. I don't know if you even make any progress there. How do evolutions include towel use? The thing with the towel is you use it to wipe your face and eyes when a boomer zombie spits that bile into your face. You just immediately activate a towel and it'll wipe it away so you can see again. But I'm not going to have any of those types of zombies until evolution advances a little further. Right now, there aren't any of those zombies wandering around, so carrying the towel isn't really doing me any use right now. But that's how the towel and evolution combine. Alright. Yeah, we'll hold off on the whole... I'm not going to try to repair this vehicle anyway. The goal is just to get out of this vehicle as soon as I can, so no point in repairing it. Let's go head off to that radio tower. Yeah, if we can hit a few more hunting supply stores and outdoorsman stores, we'll be sitting pretty well for bow supplies for a bit. Especially at the rate that I'm losing them currently. Another airdrop site, jeez. I'm still waiting for that big RivTech battle rifle box. I haven't seen one of those yet. Oh, that's the outside of town. Can I heal naturally? I cannot heal, period. I cannot even heal unnaturally. No healing. 0. It is theoretically possible that with super advanced CBMs like the nano repair robots or some super mutation that possibly I could get some healing, but we're never going to get any of that stuff, so we just have no healing. Evolution speed is an option you set when you do your world gen. So when you set your world gen, you have a monster evolution scaling factor. This dictates how quickly monsters evolve. If you, it's a multiplier for the length of time essentially. So if you want slower evolution, you want to make this number larger. If you want faster evolution, you make this number smaller. But you can control the evolution value or how fast it occurs using the monster evolution scaling factor when you set up your world. And if you're not seeing this, if you're new to the game and you're not seeing this screen when you're setting your world up, just press S on the screen where you create your world and it'll take you to this advanced menu. This is the menu the old folks are used to seeing. But yeah, monster evolution scaling factor. So if you just want the early game simple monsters for longer periods of time, just turn this number up. I'm seeing wasps. Yep, wasp nest. Alright, so we're not going to get to use this one. We've had a pretty good run on towers, so I can't complain too much about that. Recycling center right on the outside edge of town. Do we want to get Zooey Kwan? I mean, we're a ninja. I typically, if I pick a martial art at the beginning of a run, I don't usually care about other martial arts. I just stick with the one I picked. So it's probably not worth it. And since we can't craft, the raw materials that are in there probably aren't going to help me any. There's one or two other items that might show up that would be mildly helpful, but I'm not going to worry about it. But if you get an opportunity to raid a recycling center, make sure you take it in a standard run. A lot of really valuable stuff you can get out of a recycling center. Not least of which is the Zui Quan Martial Arts Manual. Very common there. Guess I could hop in just to kind of demonstrate that. See if we get it. What would be the best martial art for my situation? I'm in the best martial art for my situation. About the only other one I can think of would be a really defensive-oriented one like Aikido. Something with tons of dodges and dodges and blocks and all that kind of stuff. And they busted everything up outside. Crowbars. That would be the iron section. Canisters. Chunks. Lots and lots and lots of raw material stuff. Good stuff like books are going to be inside the building. Oh, wasps are crazy strong. Avoid, avoid, avoid. There's no good news whenever there's wasps around. Get out of there. They are crazy strong. Especially for being so numerous in the world right on day one, even on default settings, and somehow the entire wasp population of the world mutated into these super wasps when the Cataclysm occurred. Alright, so let's see. What else can we do here? We're starting to run out of cool things to do unless I just stick around down here and try to run this hunting supply store. It's a little tougher for me to get to. Front door could be on either of these two facings. I'm not able to draw any zombies away because it's not on an outer edge I can just easily drive up to. So let's head on down the road to that gas station and evac shelter. If nothing else, I can get to the roof of the evac shelter and get a little more mapping done. Yeah, wasps are very bad news. And there's nothing inherently at wasp locations that gives you any reason to actually fight them. Hey there, Zealoser. Thanks very much for the resub. Does it make sense in the early game to try to clear it? No. So, I will say this forever and ever, amen. Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead is not a zombie fighting game until you've played a lot of it. Cataclysm DDA is a zombie avoidance game. I mean, just like in a real zombie cataclysm, if there were such a thing, you would not want to get within arm's reach of any undead creature ever. That's the worst thing you can do. Avoid, avoid, avoid. Only fight when you absolutely have to until you are better geared up, you've got some protective clothing and armor, you've got some weapon choices. Then you might start to think about fighting zombies a little bit, but avoid, avoid, avoid. Use terrain, use whatever, but it doesn't gain you hardly anything to be fighting zombies a lot. So, if you're able to lead them off like you see me do when I'm using my vehicle just to lure zombies away from an area and then I circle back, do it. You can do the same thing on foot. You can trap them inside vehicles, you can move them into a house and then escape out another direction and circle back. A lot of things you can do that don't involve actually fighting zombies. You want to minimize that as much as possible. The world is also infinite, so there's no particular reason to completely clear a town. I mean, you can just keep moving around if you want to. Move to another town, grab what you want out of the first one and leave. It really depends on what kind of play style you're going for, though. And everybody has fun in different ways, so Just take people's opinions and suggestions with a big old grain of salt. Don't let people bully you into playing one way or another. If you enjoy smashing all the monsters in the town, then go smash all the monsters in the town. But do it intelligently. Try to minimize your exposure to hits by the zombies. By the same token, once you do get fairly familiar with the game, you learn to start using your hit point bars as a resource. That's all these are. These are a recurring, naturally regenerating resource. Barring any other negative factors that might be preventing it, which there are a few, in a normal character circumstance that doesn't have those negative factors, you're going to heal X amount every single night anyway. So if you are not losing those hit points and then regaining them while you sleep, you're losing an opportunity. So you should be willing to take a few hits in order to accomplish specific goals you have decided you need to accomplish, if you need to. And then you'll just heal up at night and you'll be back to full strength again. So don't be afraid to use your hit points as a tactical resource when appropriate. It's the when appropriate part that's a tough judgment call that takes some experience and some practice. Alright, wrecked military vehicle, lots of zombies at the gas pumps. How are we doing on gas in our tanks anyway? So I got about 30 liters I could dump into that first tank there. If we lure these zombies away or kill them. So for example, I'm not going to hop out and just shoot all these zombies. I could, but I've got limited ammo on both my gun and my arrows currently. Once I have all the ammo I might need for my M4, then I'd be much more inclined to just hop out and put a bullet in all these things' heads and then grab whatever loot I want. But for now, because it's an infinite world and I can just keep traveling, there's no real point to it unless there's something very, very specific that I'm trying to get. So I just kind of circle around and look inside the building at what's available and then make my decisions on whether I want to try to get in there or not. This one doesn't typically have much in the way of loot that I care about. So let's just scoot back down to the south, I think. What was in the pit? Nothing. It's just an explosion site. For whatever reason, the explosions happen. The graphical explosion happens when you move into the reality bubble area, but they're actually old crater impact points. You just ignore the fact that you see an explosion. There's nothing there. Oh, I don't think we actually need any of this stuff. We'll take the battery. Nice clean battery. Not sure it's even worth going into the basement with this character. We don't really need anything. Don't need first aid kits. Don't need bleach or ammonia or anything like that. Go we check for a Hack Pro? Uh-oh. No Hack Pro. Spray can. But I wanted to get onto the roof so we can get a view around the area. Nothing exciting. Another evac shelter and a camp, or a cabin. I think we'll roll around down the south side of the town of Sharon, see if any more fun buildings are available down there before we start heading back north, probably. That, or we just camp out and hit this local hunting supply store, or we head back north. Collect NPCs and repopulate the city? Yeah, that's definitely not a Varmitrax challenge. Yeah, the thing with wasps, if you're new to the game, is they have a lot of overlapping abilities that make them super dangerous. While they're considered a small enemy, they're very tough for the small factor that they are. So they get a bonus because they're technically small, like a dog size or something like that. But they have a penetrating stinger that will go right through almost any armor that you're likely to have in the early mid game. They're also flying, so you can't just light a fire under them and have them stand on the fire because they're flying above it. They also, because they're flying, don't have negative movement effects because of terrain. Most zombies, you can lead them onto a vehicle frame or onto a building furniture tile or bushes or something to slow them down so you can gain a movement advantage. You don't get that with flying creatures. So they're small, meaning hard to hit. They're flying, which gives them good fast movement speed as well as terrain avoidance. I believe they have a hard to shoot flag because of their size. They got that penetrating stinger that also causes a ton of pain, and I think you get is there a poison effect? It's been a while since I fiddled with the wasps. And they're very dodgy. So they just have a complex of abilities that just make them nightmares to deal with by surprise. Now, they only aggro within about 12 spaces, so if you don't get real close, you're okay, but usually by the time you notice one, because they're tiny graphic size, or you're not paying attention to your sidebar or whatever reason, if they're already attacking you or coming at you, you have very few options. If you don't happen to have a gun in hand and ready to go and be able to shoot them before they get adjacent to you, you're in big trouble. So yeah, it's just, they're really rough. I wouldn't mind them as much if they didn't have just all of the tough abilities and were spread out all over the entire game world right from day one. They just seem like a ridiculously dangerous, oversaturated enemy to be thrown out into the game world. Put some evolution time on them before they upgrade or something, but even the first stage wasps are really, really nasty. That's kind of the way the game's been going, though. We've got an awful lot of nightmare-inducing, really, really tough animals now in the game world. Swamps are just absolute nightmares. Oh, the dump. Hey there, dump. Nothing fun at the dump? With all the mutated versions of just the animals now, it's getting pretty ridiculous. Oh, you're gonna keep rolling to the south, are you? Oops. Trying to get as close as I can so I can scan into the interior of the city and see what buildings there are. There's a gun store I'm next to, is it? One of those gun stores. There's no zombies out and about here? Alright, I'll stop for a second. Hey, gun store. Shotguns. Smith & Wessons, more shotguns, CX4 Storms, Garans. Meh. Meh. Clean mill rucksacks, drop leg pouches. I still mostly say meh. Shotgun suppressor. Is it pickable? It is not pickable. Nope, can't get in with the Halligan bar on that one. Oh, what's that one? Hey, you got an AR-15 in there, do you? A gas station not far in also, right there. Ooh, I want another jerry can. Debating if I want to try to go get some gas at the gas station. There's not many zombies out and about on this side currently. Oh, now some more have shown up, including somebody pretty close to me. Skull drop leg bag, huh? Skull drop leg bag. Jet black bag can be worn on thighs and hips using adjustable buckled straps with skulls and spikes all over it. Perfect for a rider of the apocalypse. I see. And cookies. B-dress, headgear, tactical baton defense manual. So many things. And electronics. Nah, nothing we need. Hey, zombie. Football armor again. Have fun breaking some doors. Whoops. Damn, that's a dead end. We'll grab the butter and the bacon. And we'll call it good. Hey, zombie. We'll leave the gas option for now. Yeah, the zombie population is weirdly spread out. I should grab some rubber boots. Sure. Uh-oh, somebody's in the garage. Oh, this is one of the... Is this one of the houses that has the lab possibility? No lab. Oh. Nope, still no lab. I have a memory of a long ago memory of coming into this basement. Coming down to this door. How did it work? Was the Hulk inside the room here or back here and he caught up behind me? I want to say the Hulk came in behind me. I think I came in the room and I couldn't see much. And I was working my way down here and I had a Hulk come right up behind me. Good times. Good times. Surprise Hulk. Always good for a laugh. Man, that was a long time ago. So that guy was not in the garage. Toolbox with what? Nothing I need. Did I have a quick slip on that one? I can't remember. Too many videos. Too much time. Yeah, the most dangerous creature is a non-question. The most innocuous creature in the world can get you killed. Been killed by beavers. Nearly killed by a fluffy bunny rabbit. Unfortunately, we can't continue our adventures around the city. The forest has blocked us. Nothing else interesting that I can see that I can get access to other than maybe the antique store. We might be able to just shine our headlight in there to take a look at that. At least a portion of it, if there aren't too many zombies in that area. Well, there's a forest in the area, so that blocks that. I was hoping to come up to here and shine my lights into the building. That ain't gonna happen. So, back north we go. There's the dogs. Wonder what house they came out of. 3, 6, 9, 12 zombie dogs, plus the acidic zombie dog, plus the Rottweilers. What house did they pile out of? That little tiny one? That one? Usually they come out of a house most often with a fenced yard, and I don't see any of those nearby. Huh. Alright, let's head around the little forest and then loop back in towards the hunting supply, see if we have any chance of getting in closer to the hunting supply store. I really want those light amp goggles. What day are we on? 66, huh? I think, is it 67 or 68 where we start getting the moonlight bonus on clear nights? Can't remember if it's 67 or 68. So we're pretty close to getting a pretty good moonlight bonus. That'll be about equal to the light amp goggles. The goggles at that point would just benefit us when we go indoors. That's a fair few zombies I'd have to get through, and they would follow me a good distance down here. All fairly normal. If we took them one-on-one, we could kill all those without too much problem. I am gonna damage something or pick up a hitchhiker. Yep. Another window gone. Or a headlight, or who knows. So, we're here. Hunting supply store's right there. I haven't attracted much attention. We got multiple zombie dogs and a bunch of children and other stuff in the area. I could just get a look at the front, which I am not probably going to be able to. I can't even see the building yet. Yeah, I can't afford to take this vehicle in there with all the holes in it. So, unfortunately, we're going to have to peel back out. Can I see it? Can I see it? It's just... Alright, so the front is on this side here. Not on the northern side, so I can't see. I'd have to get all the way down here to be able to see inside. That... could possibly happen if I were willing to scoot in and then scoot back out again, but not in this vehicle. Every single side of this vehicle can easily have a hitchhiker hop on. So I just can't afford to do that. If I could get up into this area quietly, though, and then just make the trip in. Well, I need arrows and stuff, too. I'm planning on visiting every hunting supply store, regardless of whether they have light amp goggles. I want the arrows. So, fortunately, I think that group to the southeast is going to come pouring out of that area right there. I have to sit here for way too long anyway. It's still only not even noon. So it's best if I just get back out of here. We're pretty much done with the exploration to the south here. I'd rather just stick around in the south area, get this one done, and then roll back north and pick up that other one. Problem will be I don't have the light amp goggles yet, but we'll have the IR goggles, which will help out a ton. Or we can roll around and go mess with the soldiers at the helipad. It's really my only other local location that I might want to go fiddle with. Reinforced headlights busted. I have no headlights, so that's going to make travel at night a little bit tricky. A little bit tricky. Alright, let's get out of here and figure out a few things. More busted stuff. Even tapping anything just shatters all the stuff in my vehicle now. Yeah, let's get back down the road. Well, that got rid of the headlight that was busted. Install. Headlight. Need mechanics 1, mechanics 1, everything's mechanics 1. Yeah, we got to do something to get my mechanics skill up. Problem being, I don't think I have a single thing I can work on currently that will get me mechanics skill. Plus, we're tired. Actually, that would burn the rest of the day away if I just go sleep. That way, we wake up ready to do our nightly adventure. Need to find a standard vehicle in decent shape, just out on the middle of a road somewhere, so I can check a few things. A long, empty road. No vehicles at the nursing home? Pretty much no vehicles here either. That one's pretty wrecked. That doesn't really help me. Come on, you guys. Keep moving. Whoops. That would be an adventure. Pour into a container, jerry can. Ah, no diesel. Really? Usually it's always at least one of each. Well, alright. That gets me the gas I needed for my jackhammer, at least. Those vehicles are all wrecks as well. Archery for kids. Yeah, the Zeriatrics, they're new. Feral Granny is one of the other fun ones I've seen recently that's pretty new. Not sure how I'm going to do this. We've been in the area. Yeah, I'm not going to have moonlight bonus. My IR goggles are the only way I'll be able to move. The goggles will let me maneuver where I need to maneuver in the dark without headlights. I really need to find a local vehicle I can just do some practice work on before taking that nap. The light industry had the van, but there's zombies up there. There we go. That'll work if there aren't too many zombies to worry about. That's a pretty interesting wreck. That is a major wreck. Head on. Alright, what do we got? Full car battery, perfect engine, meaning no mending needed. It's got some hit point damage. Tank with some gas, no controls. Looking pretty good for a hippie van until the no controls part. One of the trunks is busted. All right. Let's see. Another way is to... Where was the last... I didn't mark the airdrops. Airdrop crates will do what I need to do. Don't have any crates here. Can't remember where I saw that last airdrop. What's your opinion on bows? They're stupid. As a system. I've been railing against the bow implementation for whenever 0.e came out, almost a year now. I really dislike it. It's way too simplistic and arbitrary. And the only requirement is you have strength. You have strength, you can be awesome at bows. Congratulations. You don't have super strength, you can never critical hit, and you'll be terrible at bows. Doesn't matter what your skill is. You could be Hawkeye, Robin Hood, your archer of choice, and with a mid quality bow and a mid-quality arrow, you will never score a critical hit and therefore never do real damage. Period. That's mitigated a bit now. That's the old rant. It's mitigated slightly by the fact that we now have the weak point system, so sometimes the armor doesn't count. You go past the armor, and then you get to score the critical hit. When it was originally implemented, we didn't have the weak point system, so it was literally a line drawn in the sand. This bow plus this arrow against this enemy will never critical hit, period, ever, cannot happen, regardless of your skill. You could have 20 archery, 20 marksmanship, you'll never get a critical hit. You get a total dumbass who's never seen a bow before, 0 skills, 0 experience of any kind, and just because he has enough strength to wield 1 category higher bow or 1 category higher arrow, he's firing for 150 point criticals immediately. I just absolutely hate that system. I hate it. Several ways it could be adapted or adjusted or modified to at least give some kind of impetus to skill being involved in those calculations, but that's not how it works. It's totally just you have to do X amount of damage versus the total hit point value of the target, and if you cannot exceed X, you never get a critical hit. And all the damage from bows got shifted to critical hit damage for the real hits. You'll do 5 points, 5 points, 5 points, and if you get a critical hit, you do 150 points. It's that kind of nonsense. So I just really dislike the implementation as it currently stands. I think it needs some more modifiers and some more input from other factors like skill and marksmanship, which I think would be simple, but it's simple to implement. I mean, for each level of marksmanship or each level of archery, just lower that hit point threshold a little bit. That's all it would take, and I'd be happy. Just give skill and marksmanship some connection to whether or not you get to actually do real damage, but that's not how it works. Be a big, strong, dumb guy, pick up big bow, fire arrow, explode enemies. Be a super experienced, super intelligent archer, pick up a bow, and you can't ever do a critical hit. I hate it. There you go. That's my archery rant. Been giving it for a year now. What am I doing? I'm looking for, I need an airdrop crate. I really need an airdrop crate. I can't remember where I saw the airdrop crates. I could also go back to that gas station, actually. Where was that gas station that or the garage? Just south of me here. I guess I could use the garage, actually. Let's go back to the garage. Don't get that group's attention again. And we got the southern group's attention. I just need to be able to get into the garage, and I need to have a little bit of raw material. Nails and I think a plank, and I can pretty quickly get my mechanic skill up to 1.